Hey guys, happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. I have decided to answer two questions because we had some really interesting questions. One was regarding the last audio about patterns. So, this young lady said that she never noticed that she had a pattern, but she hasn't had any luck in love for the past 4 years. And she hasn't noticed that actually the same thing has been happening over and over again, and she can't find out what the pattern is about. So basically, what has been happening to her is that she would meet a guy, she would like him, and she would always think it's mutual. They would like show interest and flirt and stuff, but then it never proceeded to anything more. And it turned out that for them it was just fun, or just something that gave them validation, or they were actually involved with somebody else, or they got involved with somebody else, and things like this. And this has happened with 5+ guys over the last 4 years, and that is the only thing that's been happening in her love life. So she hasn't managed to get into a relationship or even dating stages. So all of these guys were basically, most of them were talking stages, from what I understood, and no dates, nothing. Okay, so this is clearly a pattern. Sure, things like this, they happen to everybody now and then, but if it has been a longer period of time, and this is happened a, a few times in a row, it is definitely a pattern, especially 5+ times in a row. Now, this is the only thing I know about this young lady. So I will say that I would need to know way more about her background, parents, early life, things like this, so I can like give a better answer that has more information. So I do recommend, if anybody has trouble determining these things by themselves, and you totally can, all of you can. But if somebody has trouble, I do have coaching where we can go through it together. If you can't afford coaching, then listen to these audios. They're free, and they will give you, knowledge to kind of do it yourselves and to figure it out yourselves. And this is why we're doing this example, to kind of show you how it's done. So basically, 4 years, and the same thing happens. And she hasn't figured out it's a pattern because it wasn't really the same, and it will never be the same, obviously, but the outcome will always be the same. So what is this pattern about, guys? What do you think? I'll give you a moment. So she knows, sorry, it's a pattern, but she hasn't figured out what a pattern is. So the pattern is about her not being chosen, because all of these men, they do like her, but they don't choose her. So they like her, they flirt with her, so they clearly do like her, right? But then, nothing happens because they don't choose her. They either choose somebody else, as she said, or they choose their current partner, or they just choose themselves in a way, because they don't really proceed with her. So she is not like chosen, basically. That's the pattern, not being chosen. Okay, so obviously, this lady feels like she's not chosen. And this is a program, and this comes from her subconscious mind. This is why she has this lesson, is what I mean. So probably there was a time when she was very young where she didn't feel chosen, and it created this wound, and she never feels good enough or chosen. And this may be subconscious, it doesn't have to be conscious, like I said. Now, how to break the pattern? How to break the pattern? That's a great question. So again, it's gonna depend, because like I said, I'm working with limited information here. But basically, to break a pattern of not being chosen, you do a lot of work on yourself, where you choose yourself. So you need to validate yourself. like I always tell you, there's gotta be that safety and security within you, that you're feeling good enough about yourself. So even if somebody rejects you, you still know you're good enough. And the rejection, it's always painful. It's never a great feeling, but you're gonna be able to handle it a lot easier. Your whole, self-esteem will not break. You will not go through victim mentality. You will feel a bit bad, a bit sad, a bit icky, sure, but it will not be the end of the world. You will not get anxiously attached. You will not try to, get validation from that person just to prove yourself, because that's basically why you're doing it, to prove yourself that, yeah, you're worth it. Yes, you are good enough. Yes, you're chosen. So that will be something that needs to change, and that will actually change once you start choosing yourself. A big part of choosing yourself is actually if somebody doesn't like you or rejects you. A big part of choosing yourself and validating yourself is not doing any of the needy stuff. Because if you choose yourself, you're not gonna go that low to do the needy stuff, to beg, to try to show your worth and all of those things, because you know who you are and you choose you. So that is very important, and that is often a lesson that a lot of us need to learn at some point in our lives. So that could be the lesson. The lesson is definitely about, being chosen, but again, by you. That's the point. And when you get chosen by yourself, when you give yourself that validation, this does not mean that everybody will choose you. You are not going to be controlling other people by that. And that's what a lot of people think. That's the mistake. Nope. It will not happen. They all have free will, and some of them won't like you. Some of them will reject you. It's perfectly normal. It happens to everyone. You can't be chosen by everybody. Just because you feel safe and secure doesn't mean that everybody will choose you. Nope. That's not the point. The point is that you learn your lesson and you grow. So the point is that you no longer feel like a victim if you get rejected. You no longer fall into a deep depression if you get rejected. You no longer become needy and desperate and send a bunch of text and try to prove your worth. That is the point. You will no longer have the urge to do those things, and you will even be repulsed, oh, they don't like me, okay, so yeah, I'm no longer attracted, because I'm only attracted to the people who do like me and who, choose me. So that is the point. That is the lesson. It's not about controlling the whole world into liking you, because I know that this is often what people think. And, probably because of some of the stuff we have online, like manifestation coaches and things like that, that will kind of tell you, oh, if you master this emotion, you're going to control everybody because they're all puppets and they're all going to think the same thing. No, they won't. Of course not. Maybe they're into thicker girls, or maybe they're into, I don't know, blondes or whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, you just know their type, and they're just gonna reject you for some stupid reason, like some superficial reason, whatever. It doesn't have to be deep at all. So that is how you break a pattern, guys. It's just like that. It's honestly not that difficult to determine it. You can definitely do it yourself, and then to kind of find the ways to break it. Like I said, this doesn't mean that everybody will choose you in the future, but you will break the pattern. You will no longer be getting only people that are not choosing you, because you are now getting them because you need to learn a lesson and you need to grow. And that's something we all need to do. Now, the second question. The second question was about, why is my life so difficult? Is it something karmic from the past lives? Okay, so I would never define it like that. So first of all, the whole concept of karma, people see it as basically um, the reason, right? Because I have bad karma, this is happening. But the concept of karma is actually a consequence more than a reason. So no, I don't think that's why, and I don't think that you have to have a difficult life. So the thing is that every single life is, hard, difficult, whatever you want to call it. Every single person struggles. Nobody has an easy life and nobody has a perfect life. And you have to understand that. Um, it's meant to be, hard. It's meant to be a struggle because you're meant to grow and learn from it. So it's not meant to be easy. And then on the other hand, it also is easy in some other ways. So what I'm trying to say is that it's about experience. It's about what you learn and how you grow from it. It's not about, you know, um, how difficult it is. And again, everybody has a hard life. That's the thing. We all think that our lives are extremely hard, but there are so many people who have way worse things happening, and everybody struggles and everybody thinks that they are having the worst life. So I think that's kind of important to understand that your life is not harder than anybody else's. So um, and guys, I know that this concept of growing from pain and learning from pain makes you think that life is only about suffering and pain and bad things happening, but it's not. And again, let's focus on the positive aspects. So we are going to learn things and we're going to grow. Um, that's amazing. And then also, there are so many good things in our lives as well, so many nice, good things every day that we kind of ignore because we are focusing only on the negative ones. But we get both. We get great things and we get, shitty things. That's just how it is for everybody. And the problem is that that's another thing that's a big problem, that we don't appreciate the good things, the good little things we get through our day. And we never, well, some of us never give thanks, never notice it, never appreciate it, and we are just always, that's the victim mentality basically. You're just focusing on the negative and just whining about the negative stuff, and we are not noticing the positive stuff. And there always are positive things, always, always, always in everyone's life. Just like everybody struggles, everybody also gets nice, beautiful, positive stuff. So my advice here would be to stop thinking about your life as a very difficult life and a very hard life. Um, sure, it's not easy. I believe you, because nobody has it easy. But it is what it is. That's how we grow as souls. So we can't change that. And what we can't change, we need to learn to live with. We need to accept, right? So that's number one thing. And the second thing is focus on the good stuff. There's so many good stuff in your life. I'm sure it's not just difficult. I'm sure that you have so many wonderful blessings that you are not even aware of and that you just simply take for granted because you think these are normal things that, you're supposed to have. But that's actually not true. And if you look at the world as a whole, you're going to notice that so many people don't have the wonderful things that you have. Maybe you have kids. Imagine how many people would like to have kids and they can't. Maybe you have a wonderful partner. Imagine how many single people there are that struggle with this every day. Maybe, your parents are still alive. Maybe you have great friends that you take for granted. Maybe you have, a beautiful body, maybe you have luscious hair. Um, there are so many things that you have: a great job, a well paying job, a home, a car. So many people don't have any of those things. So be thankful, guys. Always give thanks for everything that you have and focus on the great stuff. And, with the bad stuff, learn to live with them and, just learn to grow from them. And that is what life is about. But it's also about enjoyment. It's not just about growing from pain, it's also about enjoying and having fun and creating really nice, loving memories with your loved ones, with your friends, your family. So keep that in mind. It's about beautiful things as well. So I hope this was helpful. I love you guys. Bye.